Well, hello there, Retro PC Durham. It's Chris here with another video. Look at this beautiful machine, this vintage IBM ThinkPad 380XD. Now, I picked this up as part of a technology purchase. I normally don't buy much in the way of technology, basically just what I need to do, whatever it is I need to do. And I rely mostly on donations from people for building up those computers for charity work, and then I've got leftover pieces and parts that I use to build other machines. But I had seen an advertisement on Facebook Marketplace for a computer that I had to buy, and this was something that came along with that purchase. So I decided I was going to make a couple videos about this, and then lo and behold, I see a bunch of my favorite tech YouTubers launch something called DOScember. Now, I was originally planning on making this machine, and still am, an up-to-date, I guess, Windows 98 machine. The original hard disk drive that it came with. I already have Windows SE installed, 98 SE installed on this, and I'm planning another video to show off that complete package and how that system functions. But I figured, while I've got this up on the workbench, and before I get anything else going, might as well participate in DOScember. Even though I'm not a member of that crew, I'd like to, insert myself in. So what I thought we might do today would be fun is do a little installation video. We're going to install MS-DOS on this ThinkPad. Now, what's kind of cool is I've got the MS-DOS, right? It comes with 3 floppy disks, and then there's a supplemental disk. I've made that. I also have the MS-DOS starter pack from Phil's Computer Lab. So this has got some, tweaks and extra things to make a DOS install work really well and simplify getting it all customized to work great. I also have some drivers. So what made me stick out when I saw this DOScember thing, I had already, gone down the road of getting this Windows 98 set up. But when I went on to the Lenovo EOL drivers website to download the Windows 98 drivers for this ThinkPad, I noticed, hey, there's DOS drivers too. And I just happened to download them for no reason. I'm not sure why I was doing it. Well, I must have known this was going to happen because making this machine now, I've got a DOS audio driver. I also have a DOS video driver for graphics. And then I've got a CD-ROM driver and PC card driver. Now, I don't think I'm going to need the CD-ROM driver because that's already taken care of with the Phil's Computer Lab startup disk. But this PC card driver I may make use of because I have this Zircom PCMCIA combo card that's Ethernet and modem. And if I can find DOS drivers for this, I'd like to maybe try, and this might be a second video, it might not. I'll say it now, and if it doesn't happen for the rest of the month, then you'll know that it just wasn't possible or I didn't get to it. And then the last thing I've got is on this burned CD, because they were a little bit too big to fit on individual discs, is some games and the benchmark pack from the Phil's Computer Lab website as well. So we're going to get started. I did do a little bit of prep work on this machine already. So the first thing I did was I found I didn't find, I've got packs of these. So I took one of my older IDE 2.5-inch drives. This is registered as a 20 gig hard drive. And I cleared that completely out. And then I ran the disk 1 of the MS-DOS setup, which allows you to get in to do some F-disk work. And I created my new partitions. So what I ended up getting on this one is 10 gig worth of usable space, split up between a bunch of primary DOS and some logical DOS partitions, extended partitions. We're not going to use any of that additional space, I don't think. 2 gig is going to be more than enough room for what we're doing here for this test drive, so I'm not going to bother with much more than that. But I got that already taken care of so that all that we need to do is install and get up and running. But we'll see how it goes, if it runs smoothly or not. That will be a question, of course. So we got this thing open, ready to go. I'm going to insert disk 1. And if my boot stuff hasn't changed on this laptop, which I don't think it has, we should be ready to go. If you've never seen a 380XD before, I'll quickly unplug and show off what you've got in here. So nice big chonker, big chonker of a ThinkPad. You've got stereo speakers out the front. On this side here, we have a combination CD-ROM and floppy disk drive, infrared port, some exhaust, At the rear, we've got our VGA parallel and serial ports. We have a USB 1.1 port, which does work in Windows 98 SE with the NUSB, and we'll see that in a future video, of course. Our small size barrel jack. We've got a PS2 mouse port. And then on this side, we've got our power buttons. We've got a headphone and microphone jack. We've got a individual volume control that goes from 0 to 5 to adjust volume. Our pair of PCMCIA card slots. And then we've got our hard disk drive bay here. I don't have the cover on here because the hard drive frame, the piece that I've got on here that lets me pull it in and out, is just a little bit bigger than what this ThinkPad was designed for, so I can't put the cover on as it is right now. Then when we go to the bottom side, we've got where the battery would go. I do have the battery, but it's dead and it squeals when you have it plugged in, so it's not healthy. And hard drive goes on this side. We've got a bay here where we have our single SODIMM memory slot. There is 96 meg of RAM installed in here. So there's 32 on board, 64 gig DIMM. That's supposed to be the maximum that the system reports, although unofficially you can put a 128 gig SODIMM in this as well and get a full 160 megabytes of RAM, which is pretty cool. And then we've got docking connectors, and this ThinkPad supported 2 different types of docks, so both the like mini port replicators and the full-size dock expansion units, so pretty expansive in terms of full functionality. And of course we've got that original ThinkPad keyboard to go with it, which is gloriously comfortable to type on. Okay, we've got that quick tour out of the way. Let's get started with our installation. Flip the lid here, and I'm just going to angle this so it's a little bit clearer, and we're going to do our power up. All right, memory check is complete. Floppy drive is being read. Hard drive got checked. There's nothing on the hard drive except for the partition drives, which have been formatted. I haven't formatted it /S, so there's nothing on them. And now the DOS installation is going to start up. It's been a long time since I've actually installed MS-DOS on a computer. Probably since like 1994 would be the last time I believe I actually have installed. Okay, so we're going to do the installation. Yeah, you ready to go install? Yes, of course I'm ready to install. Sure, the settings look fine. We'll just accept the dates. We're going to place your MS-DOS files in the following directory. C-DOS? Yeah, sure. I don't have my registration card though, Microsoft. What am I going to do? How am I going to take care of that? Oh no. All right, so they should go pretty quickly. We'll just sit back and relax and wait to see how things go. Maybe we'll do a little bit of fast forward through this for you. Time for disc 2. Oh, sorry. There we go. These shields are a little bit, on that one is a little bit, sticks up a little bit, getting caught. All right, we're going to flip that over. MS-DOS disk 2. Actually, I'm going to bring this one back because I'm pretty sure we need this at the end of the installation. If I don't remember. I may be wrong, I may be right. We'll find out. Or you already know. All right, time for disc number 3. All right. Removing all discs. Press enter. MS-DOS 6.22 is now installed on your computer. To restart your computer with the MS-DOS 6.22, press Enter. All right, and we are all set. We're ready to go. We're done. We've got all of our stuff here, right? We've got all of our amazing things we can do with DOS 6.22. And what we're going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and install the MS-DOS starter pack next. And this is from Phil's Computer Lab, and basically it's just it's a way to be able to have things work a little bit better. So watch, we'll hit the install, and it's gonna install some stuff here, right? So it tells you right here, Phil from Phil's Computer Lab. This is for pure MS-DOS 6.22. Don't use it on Windows 9X MS-DOS. Installs your mouse and DVD drivers, as well as your startup menu options. You may have seen this before. There is a kind of a Windows 98 version that Phil's Computer Lab made for Windows 9X installs, which is like a restart in MS-DOS mode with this menu, but it doesn't have necessarily all the other stuff on it. So that's it. That's ready to go. And then what we'll do now is we'll Control-Alt-Delete. And when this reboots, you're going to see the additional stuff on here, which again, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to need the CD-ROM driver, but we'll know here once this gets booted up whether or not it was in fact necessary. But you will see what's cool is a little menu here, which is designed to be able to give you some better choices, right? So you can get expanded memory, extended memory, only conventional memory, and then a combination of all those with CD-ROM and mouse. So I'm going to choose the full expanded memory with mouse and CD-ROM support. And I don't think that the computer liked that. I have not ever seen that happen before. I'm not sure if that was the CD-ROM or if that was the mouse or if that was something that it was angry with the memory. So we'll just go extended memory mode. And unless it was the mouse driver that failed, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is that's messed up here. Something is not happy. With what's going on with this. I wonder if the possibility is that the version that I downloaded here, the starter pack, I don't think that the mouse driver that is included in the Windows 9X version of, you know, Phil's kind of startup menu thing is the Qt mouse driver. I wonder if that's the problem. The driver's just not working properly because it's hanging on this. So we'll start again. I'm just going to try with CD-ROM support and see how that goes, because there must be something with the. I'm making a guess here. It's the mouse driver. So we're going to go extend. We're going to go. You know, what's interesting is there's no choice for just CD-ROM. So we'll just go conventional memory, mouse, and CD-ROM. No. Okay. So that's interesting. Oh, I'm getting a full hang now. Okay. So we're just going to hard power off then. That's very interesting. So this is the first time I've used this MS-DOS starter pack from Phil's Computer Lab, So, and I've never heard of anyone having issues with this menu, but I am having issues with this menu. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. What I'm going to do, I guess, is I'm just going to go with expanded memory mode. So this is going to install the Crystal audio drivers, which is part of this setup. It's got a Crystal chip, which is really good because this is a good chipset from Crystal Semiconductor. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to install the, I don't know if I want to install this DOS CD-ROM driver, but if it messes things up, it messes things up. We can always just kind of revert, restart, do whatever we need to do. I'm going to remove the audio driver, and I'm going to install the driver here. So this one's a U install, I believe is the correct for this. Type the source drive letter. When you install a program, the source drive letter is located where you're installing from. That's A. Put the source medium in drive A. Reading installation. Okay. Install the IBM ThinkPad CD-ROM driver for DOS Windows. Okay. So that's all done. I'm going to put these guys over here out of the way. I'm not sure how badly I've screwed things up now with having this MS-DOS starter pack and then going and installing a CD-ROM driver on top of that. How much of a mistake that was. But it installed it here. Okay, so it looks like I've got my drive here. Now the question is, I'm not sure, I think it's going to be the G drive. So we're going to go ahead and put this CD-ROM in, and we're going to see if yep, that's okay. All right, so if I've actually done this correctly, I will be copying all of the files with all of their directories and putting them all onto the D drive, at which point in time we can start actually doing something with them. I would like to say that this is all coming back to me, but I'll be honest with you, it's the time that I was introduced to computers, PC computers, wasn't until the 90s. So when in the 80s, we had Commodores brought home from work. So my mom was a school teacher, and she would bring home a Commodore every once in a while on the weekend as a special treat. That he should sign them out of the school library or whatever. So it was a VIC-20, and then it was a Commodore 64, and then we eventually bought a Commodore 64 that we brought into the house, and it had a warranty, and it died within like, I want to say it died within like the first 6 months we had it. And I think it was maybe near the end of the life of the Commodore 64 because it got replaced with a 128D, which was an awesome computer, but I had no idea what I was doing. with it. My older brother, who's 6 years older than me, was a teenager at the time in the 80s, and he was way into that. So I just liked playing the games, right? But in the 90s, we got a computer, and then in like 96, 97, I got my first kind of full-time job working at a computer store. So I kind of had to learn about computers. But by then, Windows 95 was out, right? It was already out for a year when I got that job. So DOS was already kind of, at the end. I do remember the 486. It was a Pine motherboard. I do remember it was a Pine motherboard. It was an Intel 46DX. I believe it was a 66 megahertz. And I think we had 8 megabytes of RAM in it. And I'm pretty sure we had a hard drive. It wasn't big. Maybe it was a 20 meg, 40 megabyte hard drive or something. It wasn't very big. My brother had a modem, which he would use to log on to share games with his friends. And I do remember going on to BBS once or twice. I do remember getting our first internet package where you could get, the 7 days free access to random ISP, and it came with Netscape Navigator. And then my mom, because she was a teacher, they had access to dial into their BBS system, and through that I think you could go online as well with some limited access. It's so foggy because it was so long ago when it really wasn't a priority for me at that age, right? I was into anything else that wasn't computers. They just didn't excite me like that. All right, so it looks like we are done. So while I do remember commands in some ways, there's some stuff that it hasn't stuck with me. You know what I mean? Right, because I did not install the mouse driver. Seems to be pretty good. Whew. Wow, that sounds terrible. That's not. Okay, let's see how this goes. That sounds okay. I mean, it's not great, but let's see how this goes. I think we're doing okay here. Let's see how it handles the... Yeah, it works okay. I would say that works okay. So that's my little share here with this this ThinkPad 380 XD, getting it installed with DOS and trying a couple things out. Again, you know, just being first run on this, first time I've installed DOS in over 30 years. I think it's gone okay so far. So hope you enjoyed hanging out and trying this stuff out, and are staying safe and healthy. And we'll catch you in the next one.